So Patrick Mccaw is going to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and this weird thing where he would not accept the Warriors' qualifying offer is now over. The Cavs hope that they can use him because at his best, I think Mccaw has been a guy who seemed like he could be a real NBA player. In his rookie season, he was really confident for Golden State in his about 15 minutes a game, and he did get some playoff minutes. I remember in the Spurs series, he had at least one game where he looked pretty decisive, whether it's shooting open jumpers, looking confident enough to go by defenders, at least on switches. And he also made a couple of hustle plays, and he just seemed like a guy who belonged, right? But then last year, Mccaw's confidence was shot, and he didn't know whether to shoot, didn't know when to pass, didn't know when to dribble, and he fell out of the rotation, and I don't think he played much at all in the playoffs, whereas like Quinn Cook at least had a few minutes here and there for the Warriors against the Rockets when Iguodala was hurt. Similar thing with Nick Young. He played 97 minutes in that Rockets series, whereas Patrick Mccaw, he only played 5 minutes total. So Steve Kerr was not looking his way at all, which that's a regression based on his rookie season. You combine that with Mccaw has never been super efficient in his career, and the three-pointer, it's shown flashes, but it hasn't been all the way consistent. He was a good shooter in college, not a great one. There's definitely reason to believe that Patrick Mccaw just may not be that good, but if he is good, and if those signs from his rookie year are legit, then the Cavaliers may have gotten themselves a real player on this one, because Mccaw, look, if he can go off the dribble, if he can make threes, if he can get a little bigger because he is a skinny dude, then he could be a real player. And he could be a source of offense for a team that really needs it right now. I think Mccaw also has some potential as a rebounder, especially if he gets bigger. He did average 5 boards a game in his last year of college. And I think I haven't mentioned it at this point, but I mean, he's also a tall dude. He's 6'7". He's taller than the average 2-guard. And I mean, if you tried to make the ideal wing player for today's NBA, Mccaw would be within the template of that, right? Where 6'6", 6'7", can probably play the 2 or the 3. I doubt he can be a power forward right now, but maybe in time if he puts on some good weight here. You hope can make threes and can go off the dribble and can be a decent athlete in transition and all that. I think him and Colin Sexton could have something as a bit of a transition duo, because while Sexton's natural playmaking abilities are not really there right now, he can at least make obvious passes. And if he's got Patrick Mccaw just sprinting down floor with his 6'7" self, then I would guess that Sexton could get it to him. Chetty Osman can go off the dribble and make some passes as well. So this could be the foundation of maybe not something to be super excited about, but at least something to care about if you're a Cavaliers fan, right? We should note that the height on this team could be pretty good, because between Mccaw and Osman, those are two guys that are at least 6'7". Rodney Hood, if he's in this team's long-term plans, is like 6'5", 6'6". Tristan Thompson has looked okay this year. Whether he's going to be on this team 2 years from now is a conversation, but he's got some good size. And, of course, they are going to be drafting somebody high in the draft this year. And while I don't know of a lot of the dudes in the draft, I know of 4 of them. The 3 Duke guys and then Romeo Langford, all 4 of those dudes can play wing positions, or in the case of Barrett, maybe point guard. And all those guys have some good size as well. So let's just say they get Zion, right? Or hell, not even Zion, because that's like the perfect thing. We'll say they get Cameron Reddish, who I think a lot of people would say is the 3rd best Duke guy, even if RJ Barrett's season has been a little weird. Cameron Reddish is still 6'8", and he can make threes and go off the bounce a decent amount of the time. So you think if he's going to be a good defender, everyone who has really paid attention to Colin Sexton would tell you that he can be a good defender, even if it's not all the way there right now. But the dude clearly is like one of those guys who's kind of crazy, which usually leads to you being a good defender. And if Mccaw can be a defender because of his size, that is something, okay? Now, there's a chance this could all not go as well, and Cedi Osman really isn't that great, and Tristan Thompson's just having a little moment, but there is perhaps a world where this could make sense. But, again, Pat Mccaw has to be, he's got to be good. The question is, how many minutes is he going to get right now? So, for the wing positions, it seems the Cavaliers are playing about 4 to 5 guys, pretty heavy minutes. Cedi Osman, Alec Burks, Rodney Hood, Jordan Clarkson, Jaren Blossomgame, who I'm going to admit I know absolutely nothing about. They were playing David Nwaba before he got hurt. I think there's room for Pat Mccaw to get in there. For one, Alec Burks can't make a shot at all, and he's playing about 30 minutes a game. Rodney Hood's been playing 28, and he's been okay, I guess. Jordan Clarkson having one of his better seasons, I guess. He's playing about 27, so, I could picture some guys' minutes dipping down and Pat Mccaw being in there, and then it's going to be a matter of if the Cavaliers' coaching can really be a thing. I mean, Larry Drew's system is, it's not that good. I don't think the Cavs run that adventurous of an offense. They are the 4th least passing team in the league. And all the other teams around there are all ISO-heavy teams, like the Thunder, the Rockets. The Lakers are not super ISO-heavy, but LeBron will do his LeBron thing. You know what I'm talking about. The Raptors' passing has dipped down from last year. So, I mean, that can work if you've got great players, which, of course, the Cavs do not have. So, that's not a good sign. So, perhaps Cleveland getting a coach who can be in here for the long haul would be a good idea. As for whether that's going to happen this year or it's going to happen in the offseason or whatever, who really knows? So there is a chance that Patrick Mccaw may not even be that great right now, just because I think he needs to be in a system where he's moving, because I don't think he's good enough to just beat guys off the dribble all the time or play in the pick and roll like that. So that's not good, but clearly the Cavaliers see something in him if they were going to give him this offer. Now, it is a pretty safe contract. They're only giving him $3 million a year for the next 2 seasons, so it's pretty much a no-risk, potential reward move for Cleveland. It's the type of move that you make when you're bad, so I'm all for it. We'll just have to see if Mccaw's got it. I mean, he looked pretty good during stretches of his rookie year, and now he is on a team that the leading playmaker grabs about 3.5 to 4 assists a game, so good luck.